Hey guys, this is Conor O'Flynn, and this is the first edition of the Con Solo podcast. This is a new project I'm working on. I thought this would be another good way to reach you guys, to get good content to you guys. If you haven't checked out conquesthp.com or my other YouTube videos, go check those out. But I wanted to have some medium where I could discuss things kind of relevant to topics of interest for me and for the fields that I'm working in, and just bringing up discussion points that, I'm not necessarily saying I have all the answers on anything I'm talking about, but asking interesting questions and pondering things is always worthwhile in my opinion. And if I can kind of contribute to that and get you thinking in different ways, or even just get myself to think in different ways, I don't see any harm there, and I see maybe some tremendous potential. So if you don't know me, I'm a manual osteopath. That's osteopathy is like a hands-on therapy. It's a holistic, kind of comprehensive, full-body approach, integrating a boatload of different techniques and tissues. And the basic aim of it is to kind of reduce pain or improve function in a really vague kind of general sense like that. But that's part of the work I do. The other part of the work I do is strength and conditioning coaching. I do that in group sessions primarily, and I also do online fitness coaching. So that includes taking someone from the clinic, from like low back pain rehab, all the way to deadlifting again, or building muscle again, or reintegrating exercise into their life, all the way from that to kind of athletic performance and fat loss and common goals like that. So these are my primary areas of work and my primary areas of interest, and I kind of tie those into some of the like psychological and mental aspects that are kind of inherent to those pursuits. So I mean, if you've ever tried to make any fitness changes or lifestyle changes, or you ever gone through a rehab process, then you kind of know that the mental game is a huge part of whatever that process may have been. And I honestly believe, and I've seen through my practice, that finding the best way to approach these pursuits psychologically, or through mindfulness or mindset shifts or whatever it may be, is incredibly important. So I've delved into that a lot, especially in recent years. So this podcast is going to be mostly me picking out topics of interest, maybe things that come up in the clinic or in gym discussions, or with online training clients, or whatever it may be. Or maybe it's just something I've just read in a book and I want to kind of hash out a little further. But the goal is going to be to bring up interesting topics, kind of work through them on here. As the name of the podcast implies, this is Con Solo, so most of these, or all of these, are going to be me kind of discussing something thoroughly on my own, and that'll probably be the format I'll stick with throughout, just because that's how I tend to work through most of these ideas in the first place anyways. How I really try to kind of round out my perspectives on these things in the first place. The other reason for the name is obviously the Star Wars reference. If you don't get that, you should pause this and go back and watch the original Star Wars movies 3 times through each, and then reevaluate your life choices, and then come back to this episode. Anyways, so this podcast is going to be about discussing those things. I highly encourage you to kind of participate however you'd like. If you see this on YouTube, if you listen to it somewhere else, if you're consuming this podcast somewhere else, I definitely want to hear from you. So reach out on social media, through my website, conquesthp.com, whatever it may be, on YouTube, leave some comments. But I want to hear from you guys too, because different perspectives on any of these ideas, or different experiences, they really help us to kind of fill in the lines and kind of add some color to these discussions. So definitely reach out, don't hesitate to do that, and I hope you enjoy the upcoming episodes. I have a bunch of them loaded and kind of ready to go, and I'm excited to bring them to you. So I'll talk to you guys again soon. This is Con Solo number 1, and here we go.